Hello everyone, my name is Albina Past and today we will have good conversation with Carl Kingston.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. We meet today. We had a conversation, message conversation yesterday, so it will be improvisation.
Always the best way.
Yes. Do you like this way?
I like live.
Yeah,
It's
good.
great.
Me too. Yeah.
In English we call it flying by the seats of your pants.
Interesting. I have new aphorisms and like your special phrases which you use in England.
Okay.
And I need to write it.
You need to write them down.
Yeah.
I will explain them later.
Yeah, please. Then
No
again,
problem.
Good. Tell me about yourself.
About myself. What would you like to know?
Yeah, please send me CV.
I can send you a CV, no problem.
That's my way today.
My CV's on my website.
Yeah, okay, I will learn.
You can learn.
Okay.
Yeah, so my work is, I work in radio and clubs all my life. And it was my, when I was 12 years old, I wanted to do exactly what I do.
Mm-hmm.
It was my dream. So at 12, I had a dream.
Good. And so you achieve your goal?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when I was 16, I became a DJ, doing like private parties and things like that. And then when I was 19, I turned professional and I started traveling to Europe and working in Europe. So I visited many, many countries. And at the same time, coming back from Europe, I got my first job in radio.
Okay. Tell me about your job, please.
Okay, so I suppose I work in different areas of radio, so I can work in multi-formats. Does that make sense? So I can work in a fast-moving music radio format, but then I can also work in a more relaxed, chatty, interviewing people format, talking to listeners on the air, interviewing people.
Okay.
So I like to think that my skills are multi.
Oh, tell me about your skills. That's so interesting.
My skills are multi. Okay. So like everybody in radio, one thing we have to learn is like simple digital editing. So if we make an interview, we can if the interview is 20 minutes and we only need 7 minutes, I can edit the interview down. I can produce a multi-track session. So those are the technical things which I learned myself. I was never trained how to do it. Believe it or not. I literally learned myself. I taught myself.
Okay, I think that's connect that you had this dream and that's
Yeah,
why
possibly. Yeah,
you
you
learned skills.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you want to do something, many people say to me, what course did you go on to become a DJ, to work in radio? And I say, I didn't go on a course. I just became a DJ. I practically started. And that's the best way for many things, I think.
Yeah.
That is not to knock education. I believe in education. I believe that people can educate themselves on how to do something, but the practical experience is the most important.
Okay. I decided that I need to have interview from you because you support a lot Ukrainian people. That's so important for my people, for Ukrainian people. Tell me please about your experience in this field.
Interesting. So I applied to Campax, the official organization to take in Ukrainian people. And because this was like a completely new thing that happened, it took about 3 weeks to get an email from Campax to say that they would get back to me. So I then wait, and then you don't hear anything, and then you get a form which you have to fill in and send. So instead I just thought there must be a quicker way to help, I waste some weeks now where I don't help. So I registered on I think it was Ukraine for You website, and within 24 hours I got a phone call from a lady called Natalia. She was in a railway station in Poland, in Katowice in Poland. She was with her mum and her 16-year-old daughter, and she asked me if I had space and I could take her. So I said yes, and I worked out a travel plan and sent it to them. It's amazing how Google Translate works so well.
Yeah, that's
So I
good.
used Google Translate, and I sent all the travel details, and then they arrived, I think 5 o'clock the next morning in Basel. And that was like that kind of hits you, because I will always remember that they came with one like shoulder bag, ladies' handbag, shoulder bag, and one plastic bag each, and nothing else. Each
Yeah.
one of them, and I thought, wow, this is
Yes, that's our reality in general.
Yes, yeah.
We have now people in Ukraine who
leave with nothing.
Yeah, and in Ukraine, around Ukraine, and go abroad to other countries
Yeah.
without nothing at
Yeah,
all.
absolutely. And that really hit me. I thought, wow, this is like, what? And I just thought how complicated it must be to leave a country. Like Natalia left her husband and left her apartment. Babushka left her apartment. Sophia was in music college. They just left everything and just came. And they come to some strange guy in Switzerland.
But everything for the best.
Yeah, everything. It was great.
Tell me about this. What do you think about
So-
it in general?
Yeah, so they lived with me for 4 months, but I had room to take other people. So I think in total, I must have had more than 35, 36, maybe 37 Ukrainians who have stayed with
37.
me in total.
Okay.
Because there would be the 4. Then I took another family of. Sorry, there was a 3. Then I took another family of 4. There was a husband, 2 children, and a mama. So there was 7 at one time in my apartment, 7 Ukrainians. And then I would, they left and they went to Zurich. And then there was just the 3 Ukrainian ladies. Then I would take 2 more, maybe a mama with 2 kids, maybe a mama with 3 kids. So it was. Yeah, it just became very normal. Honestly, it's amazing how adaptable you can be. You go to Basel railway station at 6 o'clock in the morning to meet somebody you never met in your life, and you take them to your apartment.
Yes, so these people live and will live in your private apartment, and
Yeah.
that's like.
And then I helped them to register it. My main thing to do with the extra people that came was for somebody to come to Switzerland, and they could come to my place and de-stress, de-stress and relax a little, think, collect their thoughts, and
Yes.
then I take them to the registration centre, and then they were placed, hopefully managed to get placed in Basel, or others got placed in Aarau and different cantons.
I see. Thanks for it. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. I made so many friends, and many people who stayed with me, they come back and we arrange to meet for a coffee, or they come to my apartment. And it's nice. So I don't lose contact with anybody who stayed. It's really good.
So you have a lot of Ukrainian friends
Many.
now.
many.
That's good. And in the future you can go to Ukraine. How many houses do you have?
I've been to Ukraine many times.
And now in the future you have like perspective to go and to have.
To many places I haven't been to. And also I meet, there are many people who were in contact with me about possibly coming, but they didn't come. And they went to other countries, to Germany, but they still write to me, they send messages.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. I spoke to a girl yesterday, and I say spoke. I write in Russian, and she writes back in Russian. When I look back on a conversation, I don't know what we said. Do you understand what I mean? I would have to translate the whole thing again.
Modern conversation now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
There
we
is
need to use it.
There is never a problem with communication, ever. And Google Translate is great if you use it for the spoken word as well. It's like Natalia, who lived with me, and her mum, Halina and Sophia. They all only spoke Russian. They didn't speak any English. So for 4 months I had only Russian.
Okay.
And they speak to me like I understand every word of Russian.
Okay. Yeah. You learned
I learned a lot of things. Yeah.
That's interesting too.
If there's something you don't understand, it's anticipation. You can anticipate. This is what they said. I'm sure, and I know this word and I know that word. The words I don't know in between, I can guess what the statement was, or I can guess what the question was.
Yes.
So that works really well.
I have this experience now with German.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
The same.
That's quite funny because people from Ukraine come to me and I'm English and I'm not a native German speaker. So when they're learning German, sometimes they can tell me German words that I didn't know.
Did you learn German?
I didn't go to school for German, but I know enough German to survive. So I just learned myself.
Okay. How many years do you live in Basel?
In Basel, it's probably 11 in Basel, but cumulatively in Switzerland, I've been 15 years.
15.
Which is a long time. When I think about it, I think, wow.
Okay. Why do you like Basel?
I like Basel. It's a very international city, very international, very cosmopolitan. I like it because it borders with France, it borders with Germany, so it's easy to go somewhere different, if that makes any sense. You can get to, German towns as a tourist for a day. Yeah, I just like the city. It's a very friendly city as well. It's big, but it's not as big as we think. It's like it's only 350,000 people, but when you first live here, you think it's many more. You think it's a much bigger population, but it's not. I like the old town. I like all the new areas. Yeah. And the outerlying areas as well. Meeting so many Ukrainians who ended up living in places I'd never been to around Basel Stadt and Basel Land has been very interesting as well.
Yeah, good.
If I go to see somebody, I go on the tram and I think, oh, beautiful countryside. I would never have seen this if I hadn't have had this Ukrainian connection.
Okay, so new opportunities again.
Yeah, life is full of experiences.
Yes, and tell me please about this nice thing which you showed me about calls A, B, C, D, this system please.
Oh, so if you are striving for something, if you have a goal.
Yes, okay.
So a traditional way of thinking about a problem is that you want to go, most people's thinking is A to Z.
Yes.
And they don't know any different way than just A to Z. It's A to Z or nothing.
Yes.
But I believe that if you want to do something, you can go from A to maybe L, but something takes you back to D. But then you're able to go from D to S somehow. So there's different ways, and then from S you can possibly go further and then to Z. But you didn't just go direct.
Yes.
There is a different way of doing things.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think so. That's important to achieve your goals and to find your way.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. There is not only one way.
Yes, and what I understand that's so important to appreciate every moment and appreciate this nice road. That's so important.
Yeah, the journey. You can call it the journey if you
yes,
want. The journey is interesting in life. People say to me, "Oh, how did you do this?" And I'll say, "Do you know? I have to think and remember. oh yes, it was because I met so-and-so who knew so-and-so, who told me I could do this, and then I did that, and I did that, and then I ended up here. And it's always a story, it's always a journey. It's not just, oh, I just applied for this, or it just happened. It's never simple. My life is not simple anyway.
Okay.
It's always full of different ways of doing things.
Yes, and about box, I have some topics like what I want to talk about.
Oh, thinking outside of the box.
Yeah.
Most people don't think outside of the box. There's like a box mentality, how you think. So everything is contained here. There's nothing outside. But if you think outside of the box, there are millions of things you can do if you have a different attitude. I think everything is about thinking outside the box.
Yes.
Think outside of the box. If you only think in a traditional school-like manner, that's not to knock education again, but if you only think of things as this is the way you do it, this is how you have to do it, this is the only way we know how to do it, you think, no, but you can do it this way, you can.
Yes.
So it's thinking outside of the box, and also being positive is very important.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
People, I wish that everybody who has negative thoughts channeled all their thoughts into being positive instead, and then they would achieve great things.
Yeah,
That's
I agree with
what
you.
I think. I can never understand. Negativity gets you nowhere. Positivity can possibly get you anywhere.
Yes, and you can achieve your goals.
Yeah,
and that's so
absolutely.
important.
Yeah, absolutely.
And enjoy it.
In
enjoy
anything,
life.
in any walk of life, in any situation, if you remain positive, then you should achieve everything that you want to do.
Yes.
Nothing is impossible.
Yes, impossible is possible.
Yeah,
My
absolutely.
favorite phrase, and never give up.
Never give up. Yeah.
Never give up.
It's. I like to watch a lot of motivational videos as well.
Me too.
That inspire you to do things. I try and stay away from negative people. You know, some people have a habit of doing something. They question everything out of existence. Like they have an opportunity to do something, but they think, but what if this happens? What if this happens? What if that? Anything can happen. I can walk out the door today and get knocked over by a car on the crossing and be dead, but I'm not going to think about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, everything makes sense.
Every-
I'm not in the box, so
That's
everything
good.
can be.
That's good.
And everything can
But many
make
people,
sense.
yeah, they do question things out of existence. I once remember somebody, I was DJing in Norway, and I wanted to go back to England and I'd started my radio career, but I started my international DJ travelling career, and I love travel. And I said to one of my friends, I said, I want to go back to England and get back into radio. And then my friend said to me, yeah, but it's very difficult, you know. What makes you think that you're any better than anybody else, that you will get back into radio? So I said, this is going to be very brutal, what I say to you. I said, but meeting people like you is just fantastic for somebody like me. He said, why? I said, because it's like a forest. You're walking through the forest, and all the people that are giving up and not trying something are falling by the wayside, and I'm just walking through at a good speed, aiming for my goal at the end, but everybody else is giving up and the trees are falling in front of me. I said, and you sadly are like one of the trees. I said that to my friend, and it made my friend think.
Yeah, that's
Because it was
interesting.
true. It's true. If you think you can't do something, you will condition your mind that, oh, I can't do that. It's
Yes.
impossible. I can't do that. But
Yes.
if you say, I think I can do this, I will try my best to do it, there's every chance you will do it. It doesn't matter what it is.
I have the best way. I'm sure that I can do it.
Yeah.
And
I think I can do it. I'm sure. Yeah, it's.
yeah, 100%. If I want, I will. I will have it.
Yeah.
I will achieve this goal.
It's possible, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. But I just need to think a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And I will do this.
Yes. Agree. Thanks a lot. It
You're
was
welcome.
interesting and good that you have positive thinking, and good that you are so kind. Yeah, that you help and will help Ukrainian people. We really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Bye.